Mr. Lynch lives horribili forever. Good morning, Mr. Simply, or 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 simply. David, stay not. It's much 10,000 the neighbors today. Totally cloudy, to moment white, really cloudy. Sì, only white, come si chiama? Sì, non so se mi stai sentendo, mi fa so slide 3. It's a little after radio, it's noon and 40 6 Fahrenheit 17 Celsius nelle colore quindi se per questo per cercare giusto se fare mi capire se resta rapporto tra sicuro sarà possiamo non rimembrare finché non bari vicino io se positivo I'm sure that I remember seeing the resume, but let's say it's similar to my close effective 108 years, and it's better perhaps paradox di 4 anni fa. Io non sono tutti per riuscire, solo spiegare io un esame, fa per spiegare io un articolo che sono infine su mi spiegare, per spiegare io che sono suggetti, fatto da quello esame, aggettivati sono così, and non si capisce di chi si tratta per me, questo figura significa non so che bene, ma better, non so, it's good. Last week's Collins winter Vanif, se also see just before and few days will be spring and spring and autumn my favorite seasons particular is month and April and part of the May and September, October and November si guarda aiuto and last part of September, October and November si guarda aiuto la società materialistica stilla quindi probabilmente la società attività da famiglia con insieme a tutto quanto sperando di simitari se devo molto smettere di accettare su questo riesce a fare film le tre cose si possono avere se si può fare insieme a fare lavoro per il gol per esempio che si sta prima altri se non so se con una aspettativa di Bastiers, non è servito per introdurre si è visto se io parto perché se fa che tagliare le decisioni e vincere per mille volte sicure si possono condition situations all the summer is in sicuro no also for people few sensations judgment of me but it is very sure that you not for example taking for showers because for people do not showers so is that there yeah not così I can feel it my thing is just for it's bad fantastic per prendere insomma finito così. Magari fica per la differenza ripetici sempre che sono altro sempre che sia ci vedi questo mi fa che Lisa Deze cortine zullen ze mij weten dat deze cortine già non ci sono most perfect fact this or stress suppose or at least suppose in fact sono state in repeat this is practically totally white on the sky and so according to terrain sensations and things if you create a more obscure dark then create a game darker obscure and also let cool rain from the rain in reality it's still a slight rain but the choice number is magician wizards, so we'll see. And if it's clear, scream, to the clear. Band. So si quindi mi ricordo tu radi con so diversi fact di segno in sentence che ti acuta mi sul so to log for the fact di se corteni ridi se quanto years also si più per benjet o si ambia animat also dove si better visibile per me sentire in shot at si quanto mi viene shot se cari conosciute possono attivare bene it bene cortini ma general visibile non sono significa che better visibile sentire in shot sono significa se quanto mi viene shot. And finally, from a medical chemical energy, Xanin 14, APG 635, also music and three generation. Era, secondo Pipa, fanno grande riporta, e se la getting it where, also to my brother and my sister, also to myself, to last of skis, and finally, I hope you will have a great breakfast. Today it's late in general. It's for my article. If I also, I think I can say slightly late. Infatti, sì, late, I mean for Mars, but the important is to stay for the regular action is a brand to stay to the way for kind of breakfast. At Fiantanis, if you can be at least start with at Fiantanis, in particolare, to the stress, so think that the regular is in fact sembra che si stri su Saracho. Quasi vi ripete. Close, si ricordo. Late also slightly late, si Mars. It's just rolling, obviously just rolling quote. Non in 42. But the important thing that you should remember is that in some way, also today, fortunately, so I'm really angry. And as we always say, che fa si sono mosse il 5 self absolutely. As you know, since a few weeks, these other new shots are my favorite biscuits, at particular will see the things. First one is about milk factories, new shots, totally can see it in the coffee, obviously. Also, quick chocolate factories from the shot fragment video. The shot, and within this also the fact that English breakfast choices, bomb at the second thing, but this of the last period are a mere bomb. And the second thing is about the serious fact, if there may be serious the corner there in serious, for me these are at the second place or position because at the first place or position there are the palm there in serious. In fact, I truly recommend them because they are really superb. Also, I'll see you tomorrow, I suppose, if I don't die. In fact, I don't know tomorrow what will happen, and how I'll see.